winners. It was actually the 44th and final match of their unbeaten run in the Premier League.
Welcome everybody on this Halloween afternoon on this unfortunate late kickoff here in England today. And we will have a different lineup as normal here starting for Liverpool. We're going to have Nat Phillips in the back line replacing Fabinho, or the injured Fabinho as I would say. Picked up the injury the last match of the game. And this is a pretty good and strong West Ham side as well. They've taken off points on a majority of the or a sizable amount of the top six, so it should be pretty interesting. The only kind of respite that I have for this match as of right now is the fact that it's at home and it's at Anfield. And other than that, I actually think this is a pretty difficult game and would expect a draw out of this one. Salah here is going to be into the box, but he's going to be marshaled away by Ogbonna. See here, Nat Phillips getting the start from the U23s. He's a 23-year-old, but has played overseas in Stuttgart. Hello, James. Nice to see you today. Gomez wins the header there, and it falls to Firmino, and it'll fall to Genie in the midfield, and then Declan Rice does a very good job of cutting that pass out. Hello, Sultan Fortnite. How are you doing today? Batswaku's looking for the in-behind pass, but he's going to go back from. It's going to go back to Declan Rice. Jones will have the throw in here after Salah played this one out of the out of play. That's good. I'm glad that you were excited. It's going to be it should be a very interesting match today. Henderson to Arnold. Arnold will find Firmino. Firmino's flick does not reach Salah. Then it will fall to Gomez, to Mane. Mane is not able to control it off of his shoulder. Robertson here is going to try to clear this one away, send a long ball for Firmino to chase, and then Fabianski will be able to clear this one away simply. Henderson here to Mane, and then Mane's not going to be able to get that one under control. It'll go back all the way to Gomez here, and then a restart of the play. Arnold will play a diagonal here, looking for Robertson. Robertson will be able to get on the end of it, but not able to get, well, Fabianski probably should have come out and caught that one, left it to his defenders. Curtis Jones trying to close out Declan Rice, but Rice getting the ball away here. West Ham trying to get out and play out from the back here and just get some control of possession here for themselves. Jones to Henderson. So this is Jones's, I think, his second or third start. I think it's his second start in the Premier League itself. Last time he started in the Premier League, he was actually subbed out at the halfway mark. Not particularly sure if that was fully because of performance or just an adjustment in the match, but here he is able to start again. Thiago is able to be considered for the bench, but not unfortunately able to start. Same thing with Keita as well. So we're still kind of battling through these injuries, but we have been coping and doing pretty well with it. Genie's going to play a diagonal pass here to Arnold. Jones. Jones playing a little under his feet there. Arnold's going to bang in a cross looking for Mane. Cresswell will do or that was Valbuena actually, will do a good job of the clearance there. Firmino's going to be dispossessed, but it'll fall back to Henderson. Henderson tries to play it across. It's going to be blocked out by Declan Rice. And then Arnold tried to play a back heel there that only found Declan Rice, and then here possibly West Ham are going to have something on the counter attack, but they are not able to move quickly enough. Declan's going to switch the play with his left foot here and find Kufau, and that's going to go back to Balbuena, back to Abana. Fabianski here with the clearance. Going to find the head of Haller, the German Haller that came over from Leverkusen. Was quite the scorer over in the Bundesliga, averaging around 20 to 30 goals a season. Has come here to the Premier League and has not found it that easy to actually score, which is typically the mantra of, I would have to say. And here an early cross, quick off the free, quick, and Haller is able almost to get a header in there as well. Nat Phillips is decent on being able to on the coverage there, and it's going to go out for a corner kick here for West Ham. As a quick free kick there. It is really a smart play there by West Ham, 100%. Caught Liverpool off guard. The corner comes in. It's going to go back to the far post. It's just going to be left to go out of play, and Allison will have the goal kick here. One of the biggest things, especially for us too, was having Allison back in line. His shoulder injury was supposed to take 4 to 6 weeks, but he managed to get back in around 2 to 3 weeks, which shores up everything at our back line. Granted, we still don't have Van Dijk and a lot of our center backs and most of our first team players, but it does give us some comfort and availability more in the back here. Genie is going to have the ball here in the midfield. He's going to pass it to Henderson. Henderson will pass it up to Arnold. Arnold back to Nat Phillips, and it's going to go to Gomez here at the bottom. Henderson. Henderson to Arnold. To Curtis, sorry. And then Declan does a really good job dispossessing Salah, and then here the press is on to try to win the ball back, but West Ham does an extremely good job of being able to actually break that press, and then should be playing the pass in there. Does. Crosses in here, looking for Haller, but Joe Gomez does a really good job, and the shot's going to come in. It's going to be a goal for West Ham. There he goes. Fornells has the opener here at Anfield. This is the first time David Moyes has ever actually been in a position to be leading, or actually he has led at Anfield, but he's never won at Anfield. Alisson Becker was caught out at his near post there. Poor defensively, and also very poor defense from the midfield as well. You saw that everybody on the edge of the box was actually completely open and unmarked. That was them playing out from the press there. It was a very good job. He's going to be onside 100%. And this goal should stand. Liverpool concede the early goal against West Ham. I mean, Joe Gomez basically passes it straight to Fornell, so it's a fairly poor header, you'd have to say, from Gomez, and a poor clearance in that situation. And you just have to look where all the midfield is. Henderson isn't there. Genie's just standing at the edge of the box. Everybody's just watching. Just not enough effort, not enough movement. But ultimately, the poor clearance allows Fornells to get the ball pretty well, and then it hits the inside of Alisson's near post. So now this will extremely be a David Moyes' 5-4-1 here, parking of the bus. Is going to be in full effect here, and it should be probably 79 minutes of just Liverpool attacking and West Ham counter-attacking, see if we can get the goal. Gomez here to Phillips. Yeah, I agree with you. This is the same. It's the same thing not having Van Dijk and having Gomez in there. It's just our defensive cover, even for the past 2 to 3 years, has always been so slim, and so slight. We just don't have enough center backs really that are consistent enough injury wise to not to not cause as many problems. It's looking as if letting Lovren leave to Zenit was actually a bad decision. But then again, you could never really foresee all the injury troubles, so can't hindsight's 2020 in that sense. Curtis is going to have the ball up here. He's going to pass it over to an inviting ball to Arnold, and then it'll find the feet of Salah inside of the box. He's going to pass it up to Genie. It's going to be intercepted once again from Rice. Rice absolutely everywhere. Ball's gone out of play here, and it'll be restarted with a throw-in. And yeah, I agree. These are the type of matches, and I mean, we have to be clinical pretty much throughout the entire season without Van Dijk. I mean, this basically is the Liverpool team of 2 to 3 years ago, where you just have to outscore your opponents, and that's exactly what the position we are in will probably be in for the next year or so until we find more defensive cover and actually are able to have a 1-0 match and not give up a goal. Per se. So, and that crossfield ball is going to be cut out there very nicely by Matsuaku, or Cresswell. I actually think that was Cresswell. Ball from Nat Phillips up here to Arnold, and then Nat Phillips down to Joe Gomez, who will skip Gomez and go to Henderson. Henderson trying to pull the strings here and see how he can get the offense and get the possession moved up the pitch into West Ham's final third. Jones looking for a pass here. He's going to left-footed pass to find Robertson here on the wing. Be closed down very quickly. Henderson looking for a pass again. Finds Jones. Henderson. Robertson. To Mane. Mane's going to be dispossessed there nicely by Valbuena. But Valbuena is actually going to be adjudged for a foul there. It's going to be on the edge of the box. I think this is a little too far outside of the box to actually... to be able to score this one. This will be a cross in looking for the head of one of anybody at this point. Robertson and Arnold are standing over the cross. Arnold will back heel it. Robertson with the cross to the back post over Salah's head, but Salah will still be able to be controlling it. And then we'll find Jones. Henderson's going to try to play a reverse ball back into the box. It's going to be cleared away. Arnold tries to control, poor control, but then he ends up getting it back. I don't know what type of pass he was trying to play, but loses the ball, and then West Ham's going to be able to try to break the possession here a little bit. And then there's a clash with Curtis and another player. I wasn't able to see who it was, but it looked like it was possibly a foul, and the West Ham player ended up staying on the floor. I couldn't see who it was at all, actually. Who is that? I think it may be Fornells. And then on that break, Arnold was able to get a cross in there, but Fabianski does enough to be able to corral the ball that's running around in the box there. Fornells and Jones having some words there. It seems to be cordial enough. I think Jones ends up winning the ball and then subsequently just kind of steps down on his foot after kicking it. He won the ball and we passed it, and then, I mean, you could say it was a foul. It was definitely a painful one for Fornells, I would have to say. Phillips with the poor pass finds Rice, and then Rice with a poor pass to Hilaire, and then Allison's going to get this one going over here to Joe Gomez. Henderson's going to play a pass here to Arnold. Arnold's looking back. We'll play it back to Henderson, then back to Arnold, then to Genie. To Gomez. To Robertson. Do I think West Ham will win? I don't necessarily think West Ham will win, but I think that they'll most like this. I said at the beginning of the match, this most likely will be a draw. Um, just considering our injuries and how West Ham has been playing, Joe Gomez is looking for Mane here in the box, but good defense there by Balbuena. Again, it's going to be a corner kick to Liverpool. Robertson over the corner. Robertson, the cross coming in, and it's going to be cleared away there by Matsuaku. Sifu now. Liverpool are finished. Dead Ting, New Banter FC. What club do you support? Let me see what team you support. Is it Arsenal? I can't tell. Yeah, it is Arsenal. You guys haven't won anything. You can't even talk. Get out of the chat. And then Arnold here is going to be up here. He's going to pass it back to Henderson. Yeah, the mighty Gunners. Yeah, how's the European trophy and the Premier League trophy? Then come back. Robertson will be able to pass this one to Jones. Nobody cares about the FA Cup, buddy. Henderson over here to Robertson or to Arnold. Henderson up here to Arnold again. Then it'll go back to Phillips. I mean, the fact that you're making fun of an injured player just shows how terrible of a human being you are. I mean, the guy has a family and like a career and everything, and you're making fun of the fact that he possibly had ended his career. And just pretty laughable, I would have to say. Jones here back to Henderson. Henderson's going to play a ball in here. Bonnett's going to do a good job of it. I mean, I don't think you can't be a fan and like expect to make fun of other people's players that are injured. It's just a basic respect you have. I don't go making fun for other people. And then here, Joe Gomez is going to have Robertson, and then Henderson's going to be looking up for the pass up here. Nat Phillips was going to get the ball. He's going to pass it up to Robertson. Curtis Jones here for Mane. Mane's going to try the flick, but it's going to fall here to Rice, and then Rice is going to find Hilaire, and the pass is going to be played in behind here, possibly. Nope, it doesn't fall there for West Ham. Henderson here is looking for a pass. Jones. Jones back to Henderson. I'm curious as the movement away from the 4-2-3-1 and back to playing the 4-3-3 is. I would have to say it's somewhat interesting just for the general just context of the play in general, just because it was working really well with Jota being in the match. I'm assuming what Klopp is wanting to do is actually just give Jota a rest, considering he's been playing pretty much the last 3 games full and through, and he's almost been like the centerpiece of it all. So pretty understanding there. Mane's going to try to chip in across there, but the defender's going to get ahead of it, and then Genie's going to get the ball there to Curtis, and then Arnold. Salah in the box. Arnold possibly going to cross it. It's going to go out of play. Arnold here looking for the throw-in. Got a few options in front of him. It still has not passed it. It's been taking a long time. Mane finds it on the edge of the box, but he's going to lose possession there. Here, West Ham are moving up in the counter attack. Balbuena wants, or not Balbuena, Fornals going to be in the middle, possible foul, and they're actually going to. They kept Kevin Friend decided to actually play the advantage there, and then he's going to switch the play. Bowen Ball's going to be played in here, but it's going to be over the head of every Liverpool defender and also every West Ham attacker as well. Buffal with the pass in. It's going to be headed away by Phillips. Good defense there from the youngster. Ball's going to be played back and going to be one back for Nels is going to be able to play the ball back up here. Matsuaku, and he's going to play it back over Arnold, everybody's head once again. And then Arnold's Sui actually kind of dove for that and actually didn't get the call there at all. Firmino's going to play the ball back to Genie. Oh yeah, James. I'm not surprised about that actually. I actually I there that's a really that was a poor tackle on by Heller to Jones, but nice show of respect between both of them. Because if you like remember all those games during the time of COVID, all those times were like we basically I mean we conceded a bunch of goals throughout the entire time as well. So I mean we haven't been playing well at all for a significant period of time. We have not been the Liverpool of old. Curtis Jones is going to be here on the edge of the box. I also think there is some sort of a drop off. Henderson's going to play a reverse ball cross, and it's going to only find the head of Balbuena, and it's going to possibly go out of play here to Matsuaku. No. Ball's going to go all the way back. Gomez is going to pick it up and most likely pass it back to Allison if he wants to. He doesn't. He decides to go forward with Genie. Curtis Jones. Back to Henderson. Henderson to Robertson. Gomez is going to play the diagonal all the way up to the top to find Arnold. Arnold controls it off his chest. Plays the cross, and then it's going to be Matsuaku does a pretty good job there defending it. Yeah, I agree, James. I initially was with the three subs thing, but there was the stat of there only being like the amount of rest days that actual players get now in this new schedule was up until this time last year they would have had at least like 8 to 9 full rest and recovery days. Now it's only down to 3, and then I think that's possibly going to be a foul in the box from Mane, but they're not going to give it. Firmino's trying to win the ball back. He's not going to be able to. Salah's going to leave it off for Henderson. Henderson's going to take a shot, and it's going to be wide. I think it should have been a foul there, or would like to at least see the replay of that once more. But if either way, Liverpool still had possession in the box, and you could easily play the advantage there. Firmino just trying to wriggle the ball out of play here. Eventually does fall to Henderson. He actually makes pretty decent contact, but I think Fabianski was there on the save. I can't tell if Mane actually gets fouled. Just like a tangling of legs. I don't think that's a foul at all, actually. It's a decent call by Kevin Friend, just keeping everything in his pocket right there. But I think it was another coach, David Moyes, or a few other coaches were like, it makes no sense that we're playing with 5, or we're only doing the 3 subs rule still when like everybody's still getting injured. I mean, ultimately, if you also think about it, like the grand scheme of the whole rule is like, yes, technically it helps clubs with that have a deeper bench and that are that also have more money to spend because you have a deeper bench. But also, if you're a lesser club and you don't have as much money and you don't have as much people on your bench, that means your best players are getting most of the play time. And then Fabianski absolutely missed that ball. No Liverpool player was able to tap that in. Like, if you're a smaller club, that's just putting your better players at more risk of getting injured, and then you don't have any replacement after they're long-term injured. So it's like kind of a double-edged sword either way. And I think ultimately at the end of the day, everybody would rather just have the 5 subs and less injuries. This is a replay here of the Fabianski thing. He just, I mean, completely missed I think him and Ogbonna kind of got tangled, or he got tangled there with Ogbonna. Here's Robertson. Back to Gomez to Henderson. To Phillips. To Arnold. Back to Phillips once again. Curtis Jones. Back up to Phillips. Phillips to Gomez. To Henderson. Gomez plays the diagonal up to the top to Arnold. And then back to Firmino. Throw in here to Hallier. He's trying to control it, trying to keep it under control. Arnold's gonna play a long ball here, but Ogbonna is quick to it. Firmino to Genie. It's going to be a nice layoff here for Hallier. Hallier is going to be on the run here. Possible is going to be able to lay it off. Does Robertson get there in time? He does. Robertson's going to be possibly being able to push the counterattack here a little more, but West Ham already have 5 or 6 behind the ball. Mane. Any sort of counterattack sort of has been drawn out here. Now we'll be back to Gomez. He's going to play a diagonal to Jones there, and it's going to go way over Jones's head. Jones gives him the thumbs up, though. So a beautiful play here from Fornells. Nat Phillips gets caught up the pitch too far. He gets dragged in it literally and physically. And then Fornells isn't able to get that layoff exactly as how he wanted it to. Gomez to Henderson. Henderson up here to Phillips. Gomez to Henderson once again. Robertson. Mane. Mane is going to be called for a push on Balbuena right there. I guess a little soft, but I guess you could take it. Fair enough. And then Fabianski here is going to have the ball up here for a clearance. Or a goal kick. And probably just move everybody up forward. Fabianski decides for to pass it to Ogbonna, and then Ogbonna passes it, and then he decides to kick it long. Robertson is able to pass that over to Jones, and it's going to fall to Mane's feet. Mane's going to be able to push up. He's going to cut back. He should find Firmino. He doesn't. He continues to push up, and a poor touch that leads him too far. Balbuena's easily able to cut that one out, but it does fall to the feet of Gomez off of Balbuena's poor clearance. Henderson. Henderson to Jones. Robertson. That's Curtis. To Firmino. Nice little 1-2. Still doesn't go anywhere. Firmino once again. Then to Jones. Gomez to Phillips. Up to... Back to Gomez. Gomez to Jones. Gomez is looking for the pass on Mane to get it to Robertson. He does, but then Robertson's possibly going to be dispossessed. He's not. Mane's going to be on the attack, but it's going to be adjudged offside. And then that attack will run out of energy there. And West Ham will be able to have some time here, kill the clock a little bit more, and kill the flow of the match, and continue on. Fabianski with the long ball. It's going to find the head of Gomez. And then falls to Suyak, and then he was able to get it under control after winning the header off of Genie. And then Jones, it goes off of Jones's knee there, and Kufau will have the throw in. Long ball. Wow, it's a really good long ball throw actually there. And it was a possibility Bowen was actually going to be in a really good situation there, right in front of Allison, if he was able to actually get that under full control. It was a really nice play there from West Ham once again. Robertson finds Mane in the middle, but Mane is going to be fouled there by Suyak. Robertson, Arnold, and Henderson are going to be standing over this one. It's somewhat in range-ish, but I think it's a little too far. I think it would make more sense possibly to actually hit this ball to Curtis Jones, and then, yep. And then Arnold trips on himself, and then West Ham here on the counterattack. It's going to be 1v2. The pass is going to be able to go back. Liverpool does a decent job actually to get back here. Nat Phillips does a good job to get that one out. The cross is going to be put in, and once again, it's over everybody's head, and it's going to go out of play. That was a pretty good, I'd say Fornell's there once again leading the break there for West Ham was in a pretty good situation. Just need to get the final ball there. It was just not on for him. Enough Liverpool players got back, and Nat Phillips was able to cut out his cross. It was a little in behind. Allison is going to have the ball at his feet and pass it to Phillips here, and Liverpool is going to play out from the back and try to break the West Ham press. A longer ball is going to find the head of Firmino, but then it'll just fall to Balbuena. Balbuena then passes the ball to Henderson pretty perfectly, weirdly enough. Firmino plays a ball here to Salah. I don't think Salah is going to be able to get to it, and Salah is going to be judged for a foul there on Aaron Cresswell. Them both fighting over the ball. So unfortunately, this is just one of those park the bus. You get the early goal from West Ham, and then just park the bus and put round 12 or put all 10 field players behind the ball, and try to basically just get something on the counterattack, which has been. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not successful. I mean, it is successful, and it is working for West Ham currently. Especially when you have a team or a higher caliber team, but a higher caliber team that you're playing against that has defensive issues and defensive injuries. I mean, it makes perfect sense to be able to play a match like this. It's exactly what you want to do if you're actually David Moyes. It's not like the prettiest type of football. It's not the greatest type of football, but it's effective in getting the result, and that's exactly what is happening right now. Yeah, I get it, and I don't kind of get it, James. It's kind of like a. I mean, the only really thing is though, it's like if West Ham tried to play this game out and open, like we'd probably win, like pretty easily. It's kind of the idea of how Bournemouth used to play. Like Bournemouth used to actually like not park the bus against pretty big teams, and like sometimes they had actually pretty good performances, but like the majority of the time they would like lose 3-0 or 4-0 because they're actually like trying to keep pace with the team. They're trying to press, and there's just so many like open holes that you can pick a pass in. It is and it isn't. Like Bournemouth is the example of like when you don't park the bus, like what happens. Like they actually did pretty well and stayed up in the Premier League for a significant amount of time, but eventually it's gonna stop working if you can't like keep the players and everything going there. And the foul's gonna be judged to Firmino. Firmino's gonna restart the play here to Henderson. The Firmino's gonna get it back. Mane with the 1-2 with Firmino. Firmino, the cross in there for Robertson, and then he slices it over the the bar there over Fabianski's bar. Do you think that Liverpool can still win? Yeah, I totally think Liverpool can still win. It depends how we're able to take our chances. I mean, we're gonna have we're gonna have at least like 2 to 3 clear-cut chances, I would say, by the end of the match. At the end of the day, and James touched on this too, it's like if we can actually just be clinical with those chances. That one from Robertson there, I would say, is kind of a half chance. It's not, not like a clear-cut chance or anything like that. But I mean, if we're able to take our chances and finish those, then yes, I think we're still totally in it. 100%, we can still win, but it just depended on that. Once we get the first goal, it changes the layout of the game a little more completely from a West Ham perspective as well. And then if we do go 2-1 up, I mean, that changes the game even more completely, obviously. But I still think we're going to have chances, and we just need to take those chances as well. I think we're going to see some substitutions probably in the second half here, too. Robertson here to Henderson. He's going to find Salah. Yeah, no, I agree. Mourinho does play a type of like park the bus sort of idea and then go for the counter attack. I mean, the Real Madrid team that he had was pretty much perfect for it, and it worked extremely well. Gini's going to find a little bit of pocket of space here, and then Declan Rice is actually going to foul him. Really? I actually think Gini went over there kind of light. But hey, I'm not going to complain about that one at all. Let's see here. Gini. Oh yeah, Declan. Yeah, Rice does step his knee over for. I don't know why he was actually doing that to win the ball there. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you can say that the parking the bus theory for like Mourinho worked or it didn't work, and then you can just look at Pep Guardiola's and be like, does tiki taka work? Well, I mean, like they both won champion leagues and they didn't always win them, right? So you like you can pick one or the other. If you're just, in my opinion, if you decide and your team decides to be very good at one of them, then you're fine, right? You just have to pick the one that your team is good at, and play that style of football. And if it gets you results, you could never complain here with the free kick outside of the box. Arnold's going to take, Arnold's going to shoot. It's going to only go into the wall. Robertson is going to get dispossessed here by Rice quite easily. Robertson, Liverpool is able to get that possession back under control. I mean, it's not the prettiest type of football, but if you're able to like have a setup of a team like that, it's quite impressive. Then again, I also think the Real Madrid of Mourinho gets called for parking the bus a little too much because like when they play against Barcelona, it's like what else are you really supposed to do? I think Salah was offside there, but he wasn't, and then he's going to be and then it's going to be a penalty to Liverpool. Wow, I mean I'm surprised. I didn't expect that at all. What? Oh, you have to see this again. Salah plays it down to his. Oh yeah, he does. He does. He does. It was hard to actually see it on the outside on like a far camera, but he actually does. The ball bounces and then he kicks Salah's foot there, and Salah is onside. I thought he possibly could have been offside, but he's not. And Salah's trying to control it, and then as the ball bounces, Matsuaku just kicks the ball as well, and then also just gets the back of Salah's foot. I didn't see it from so far away. Really good job by the referee to actually see that. It's a clear penalty. Salah here against Fabianski. Taking a deep breath. It's taking a little longer than expected. Salah to tie it. And Salah goes right down the middle. Tied it up. Here we go. 1-1. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. And no really complaints there, I would have to say, from the West Ham, from Matsuaku, or even many of the West Ham defenders or even players here. And then here you're going to see the penalty. He just goes right down the middle. Fabianski's not able to keep his foot and dangle his foot out there. And Salah's going to be able to take this one and score it to make it 1-1. This is, in my opinion, would be a good position for us to go in to go into the halftime. I would have to say, going 1-1. West Ham here having a little bit of possession right after it, actually looking quite nice, but the ball's going to be given back to Robertson, and a foul's going to be adjudged to Nat Phillips. He's getting caught a little bit coming out from his position and going to the back of some players. Yeah, David Moyes. I have to say though, when David Moyes had that 3-3 comeback against Tottenham the other day, and he was like jumping around and excited, it was kind of funny. It's like, I can't really hate the guy for that. It was hilarious. I had to give him props. It was quite funny looking at him try to celebrate. But it was good. I would celebrate a 3-0 comeback against Tottenham too, like that. Here the ball is going to be played at the edge of the box. A nice header into the middle, and then Allison does a really good job actually of coming out and winning that. He took a little hit and shot from Agbana, but Agbana was right there to possibly hit that one in the net. Very good West Ham play. Henderson's going to play a long ball. It's going to be cut out there very nicely by, I think that was Balbuena. Yeah, such a meme. It was so great. Henderson there is going to be called for a foul. Here, West Ham once again is going to be setting up in a free kick. The ball comes in. Gomez deals with it. Then it falls to Mane. Mane is dealing with it as well. He's trying to keep it in play, not letting it go out of play. He's a little under pressure here. Gomez should clear this one away. Only finding the head of Kufal, and then Cresswell just gets like the ball absolutely pegged into his forehead, and he was not expecting that. That was very awkward. Henderson back to Robertson. Alright, I'll see you in a bit, James. Thanks for hanging out. Here, Genie to Phillips. To Gomez to Henderson. To Gomez. Here to Arnold. Curtis Jones picks up the pass. Henderson's going to drive a little more forward, looking, and he will find Robertson. Robertson to Mane. Mane turns in field. He's going to get a ball back up to Arnold, and it's going to be headed out by Agbana. And Phillips. Phillips picks it up again, finds Salah. Salah cuts in onto his left. He's going to cross it all the way to Robertson, but it's a little too far over his head and out of play. Here we're going to hit the 45-minute mark, and it'll be 2 added minutes here. Ball here, Fabianski's going to get the goal kick. Gomez plays it. Phillips once again caught up a little far up the pitch. I know he's doing that just to be able to win the headers back, but as you can see, he was quite upset with himself on the error there, because he knows he's getting a little caught up and caught out of position a few times, putting Gomez and the rest of the defense in too much pressure. Genie to Arnold. Arnold's going to play a long diagonal, I'm assuming looking for here to Jones, and then Jones is going to be running that one out of play. He's going to hop over the the little board there and grab the ball to hopefully get West Ham to move a little quicker. But if you're West Ham here, you will most likely want to just want to go to halftime with this 1-1 scoreline. Phillips wins the header that time, but it falls. Salah's not able to get it under control from Cresswell. Then Halaire's going to pick it up in the midfield. He's going to play a diagonal over here. Bowen cuts onto his left foot, plays the ball. This is a really nice last possession for West Ham here. If they're able to get this cross in, this should be the last play of the half here. Phillips is able to get the clearance. It's going to fall to Kevin Fred, and the ball's going to go up, and then Obana is going to kick it all the way back to Fabianski, and I think this should be halftime here. Yes, it is. So at halftime here, we have West Ham, Liverpool tied 1-1. It's quite interesting. There's actually we have 14 points in the league. They have 9, and there's actually a 12 position difference between the both of us. I would have to say this has been a pretty decent. This has been a okay subpar performance. I would have to say from Liverpool. I would have to say looking at the second half, there's a possibility for substitutions. You do have Jota sitting on the bench. You have Minamino. You have Shaq as well. Unfortunately, Thiago didn't make it to the bench this match. He will most likely be back the next one. Same thing with Keita as well. But look to possibly get in some subs just for an attacking substitutes going forward. I could see if I could actually see Curtis Jones coming off and seeing Diogo Jota being played in there to switch to a 4-2-3-1. And playing it that way a little more offensively for the second half to be able to get a second goal and actually take a victory from this match. There were a few games earlier today. It was actually a 1-0 victory for Manchester City against Sheffield United. Unfortunately, Manchester United was not able to actually get a Sheffield United was not actually able to nick a point off of Manchester City, unfortunately, but to each their own. That was a rather unfortunate sight that I had to say. And thank you very much for the follow, the God 4567897. Really appreciate that very much on the Twitch side of things. It's always fantastic. If you guys are enjoying the content, please drop a follow or subscription on your respective platform that you are viewing it. The other scoreline from today was the Chelsea versus Burnley 3-0 match. That one, Christian Pulisic actually pulled up injured at the beginning of the match during warm-ups, and Timo Werner came on, and Hakim Ziyech opened up his scoring account once again for consecutive starts for Chelsea, and then Zuma was able to head in the corner kick, and then Timo Werner was able to score in the 70th minute. And basically put that game completely out of reach for the rest of the team there, or for Burnley itself. Burnley having a really tough start to the Premier League as it is now. I think Burnley's actually only on 1 point from the Premier League right now. They're actually in 20th. Yeah, they are. They're actually having this is the worst start. It's quite interesting. Burnley and Sheffield actually were playing pretty well last year and doing pretty well, and now they're both in the relegation zone. I don't necessarily expect them to get relegated. I think it'll play out over time, but it is quite interesting to necessarily see them at that position right now. Right now, still, there are some matches to be played tomorrow. Those matches are it starts quite early. Aston Villa, Southampton at 7. Then you're gonna have Newcastle, Everton at 9, and then the big match of tomorrow is Manchester United versus Arsenal at Old Trafford. That one should be a really fascinating one and a pretty fun one to watch as well. And then on Monday, we're all given a little treat, a Leeds United versus Leicester City at 3 o'clock, which I think should be a cracking match. If anybody has been watching the the Leeds documentary on Amazon Prime, it has been quite fantastic. I would have to say it's very interesting reading and learning about Bielsa and kind of his training habits, and also the club and the city. It's pretty interesting just to kind of watch and be a part of. I would definitely suggest that if you're looking for a TV show to be able to find and follow. Some scores from the Bundesliga. Dortmund was able to win over DSC Arminia Bielefeld, and then Bayern Munich was able to beat Cologne 2-1 with a Thomas Müller and Serge Gnabry goals. The goals for Borussia Dortmund were Matt Hummels, both of them off of corner kicks, believe it or not. It's quite fascinating, actually, him being able to knock in both of those at the same time, or knocking in so many of those. And this is just watching the replays here of what's going on in the match. It was kind of I still think the penalty call and the penalty shout is quite valid. I would say. I think it was a fair call. But definitely looking for the second half that Liverpool and West Ham. I expect West Ham to be in the same position. I think they're going to try to come out on the counter attack and be a little stronger. Now that they're actually down, or now that it's tied 1-1, but I'm still fully expecting them to necessarily try to play for the draw and continue to park the bus as is. And as of right now, I would have to say that's most likely their game plan moving forward here, and they're going to continue having that game plan moving forward. Liverpool, as I said, most likely if we were struggling to get that goal, I would expect Curtis Jones or another midfielder to come off and then put Diogo Jota on. That would switch us up into a 4-2-3-1, and I think that would be a really good move there in general. I'm going to take a quick short break until the halftime does come back. So I will be right back, and I'll catch you on the second part of this, or on the start of the second half. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we should be back here shortly for the continuation of the second half of the Liverpool and West Ham match. Thank you for joining us on this Halloween. The big match tomorrow and the big promo is Man United versus Arsenal, and that's at a 11:30 kickoff time for the Gunners and the Red Devils. Here we're just kind of waiting for the second half to get underway. I'm curious to see if there are any changes though here for Liverpool going into the second half, with West Ham kind of playing a more conservative approach to the match. If there are changes, maybe I would expect the changes to happen maybe a little later, around the 60th or 70-minute mark. That would, I think, most likely be one of the more logical approaches. Instead of making the changes right at the halftime, so sometimes a little more disruptive than than most. But we should be restarting the match here somewhat soon. Um, Maybe just a few more commercials here. And yes, we will here. The pictures are once again Salah's going to be able to start this one and kick it off. The ball will most likely go and find Henderson or Nat Phillips here, and then they'll play the long diagonal to the top as we start off most of the kickoffs. As I say, that's exactly what happens. Ball's able to be won here. Not won again, and then West Ham's going to take up possession and then kick that one out of play. Here Gomez gives it to Nat. Arnold up to Robertson. Or no, to Henderson, sorry. And then Henderson plays the pass there for Robertson. Henderson ends up with the ball once again at his feet. To Genie. Genie to Hendo. Henderson plays kind of a poor ball there to Nat Phillips, and then Nat Phillips just has to huck that one away. Falls to Jones, into Firmino, then to Salah. Salah then passes to Arnold. Arnold passes it back to Salah. Salah to Firmino. Firmino tries to play that back heel, and then Salah's going to foul Abana in the box. Fabianski here with the clearance. Phillips with the header will fall to Firmino. Firmino flicks it nicely to Genie, and then Genie's going to play a pass here to Robertson. It's a little too much for Robertson to go after and chase. Robertson back to Genie once again, and then Genie's going to then find Robertson. Back to Mane. And to Phillips. To Jones. Jones on his left foot, though. He's going to try to shoot. He does, and it's a very poor shot, and dribbles all the way to Fabianski. And then Firmino was actually almost quick to it, that it was almost such a poor shot that he was almost able to run onto it like a shot. Henderson here. Passes to Robertson. Robertson then to Jones. Jones here to Gomez. Then Gomez will pass it down here to Arnold. Arnold, nice ball here to Genie to get the on Rice, and then Rice will cut across the back of him and foul him. And then he will get the yellow card for the foul on Genie. And then we'll have a free kick here, possibly see what we can do with it here. Here setting up for the free kick, it's going to be Robertson and Arnold standing over it, as long with Henderson. Both standing over it, or all three of them standing over it, discussing of what they necessarily want to do. Henderson makes a run, but they're not able to find him. Then Salah was free. Salah was free at the 6-yard box, but was just not able to direct that header onto goal. Unfortunately, I think he was wide. I think he was onside as well, and he was wide open. He was actually barely even put under any pressure there as well. Nat Phillips is going to get this clearance out here to Ogbonna. And then West Ham will have possession here. Matsuaku's going to try to get some space on Arnold, and then he does. He gets the cross in, and then Fornells actually ends up stealing the ball away from I couldn't see who it was else in the box there, and West Ham should have scored. Yeah, Bowen was about to be able to hit that one literally right into the net, and then Fornells basically picked that up instead of him. And hello, the God, nice to see you, and thank you for the follow earlier. Really appreciate that. It was Fornells basically cuts off this this cross here, and and gets pretty poor contact on it, and then Allison's just able to fall on the ball. But in reality, Bowen was sitting right there to just crack it into the net. It's a missed opportunity. And poor defensively once again there from Liverpool. Wijnaldum finds Jones. Jones kind of dwindles on the ball for a little too long there. And it falls to Gomez, then to Henderson. Mane here. Mane cuts inside. He's going to find Arnold on the other side. Arnold's going to play in a cross, but it's going to be very easy for Fabianski to come out and take. Fabianski here with the clearance. It's going to fall to the feet of Arnold there, actually, but he's only able to hit it to the West Ham players. Fornell's going to pick that one up, then to Bowen, then to Rice. Then Rice is going to have some space here to be able to get the ball in, but then Robertson cuts that pass out very easily, and then it's going to fall to Firmino once again, and then Firmino gets the ball back out to Robertson, and then Robertson gets it back to Firmino, but the ball is too fast there and too strong for Firmino to get there. Bowen will pick up the ball further up the pitch here for West Ham, and then play a cross-field ball to Cresswell, and then Cresswell will get it to Matsuaku. Matsuaku's pass was cut out there. Nat Phillips does a decent job. He's able to get it to Arnold. Arnold's going to be pushing up to the pitch a little more, and then pass it back to Henderson. Robertson passes to Hendo. Then to Curtis Jones. To Phillips. To Arnold. To Jones. Back to Gomez. Then to Jones. Jones passes the ball there for Genie. Genie's able to get it off of the knockdown there by Salah. Mane, quick play from Salah. Falls to Firmino. Firmino passes back to Jones. I would say this is a little too much through the center and not as much on the wings. And here, as I say that, they cross it up and change it. Curtis with the cross. It's going to fall right in front of Salah, and Salah's not able to get his feet to it, and clever back heel there from the West Ham defender, pretty risky. And then Henderson's going to be able to get the header, and then we're going to be able to keep them under pressure here a little longer. Henderson gets the ball there to Salah, but it's going to be a misplaced pass ultimately there by Henderson. Bowen's going to have a little space here and be able to find Rice or Kufal. Valbuena, West Ham go all the way back. A little more, I wouldn't say end-to-end football, but a little more high pace and a little higher energy for both teams here. West Ham having a little more of the possession than they did previously in the match. Foul there from Gomez. It's going to be at the halfway line, and then a quick pass was on there, and Allison was even quicker to it. Comes off his line and almost comes to the third of the pitch mark and clear that one out. West Ham, I think, will have a throw in here. Yeah, they did. And then Ogbonna will have the ball. Matsuaku, and then Ogbonna actually just plays the ball out of play there for Matsuaku. Unfortunate. Joe Gomez passes it up there to Robertson. Robertson to Gomez. Back to Robertson. Gomez, Phillips. Phillips passes it to Hendo. Henderson to Arnold. It's getting close to the time of where Klopp sometimes makes substitutions at the 60th mark or the 70th minute mark here. We're 5 minutes from the 60th minute mark. It would be interesting to see if he decides to make any changes here. Salah to Arnold. Salah. Firmino, nice pass there. Firmino's just kind of running into a wall of teal. Genie, once again, kind of the same story here. Passes it to Arnold. Arnold's back heel will find Salah. Salah probably should have passed that to Genie. The slip was on, and then Mane will end up fouling Rice. And West Ham here will be able to get some respite and be able to push out from the back. West Ham's West Ham's free kick there is just a pass straight to Allison. I can't tell if they were trying to catch him out or what they were trying to necessarily do, but I'll take it as a quick turnover of possession there. And as you can see, some pictures there from Mikel Antonio, who was injured. A very good goal poacher in the Premier League, Mikel Antonio. Salah's able to keep that in play, but Cresswell should be positioned well enough to deal with it. Matsuaku passes it to Fornells. Matsuaku back to Fornells. Fornells passes, or do not worry, James. Work does comes first. It happens. You have not missed much. It's just been a slightly higher tempo to the match than earlier, which is pretty good, quite favorable to us. Kufal will go backwards. Suyek down to Cresswell. Cresswell to Matsuaku. Ogbonna. Rice. Kufal is going to try to get something going here. Suyek. West Ham doing very well here. Matsuaku is possibly going to be able to cross. Is going to be on the overlap here with Cresswell. Cross in. Phillips clears. Good job there from Nat Phillips. And even better job, I would have to say, from West Ham creating that opportunity. Pretty good movement on and off the ball as well. Maswaku here with a throw. Fornells tries to get a tricky move. It will go to the feet of Hellier. Genie with a really nice move to get past Fornells there. He's going to be able to move up the pitch a little further. Jones is going to try to slot that one in behind, but it's going to go out of play. But Liverpool will still have that throw in. Trent Alexander-Arnold will pass it back to Nat Phillips, and then it will go up to Joe Gomez. Then it'll go Joe Gomez down to Henderson. Henderson back to Gomez. Here, Mane's trying to probe and look. You can see some of the front three. I wouldn't say it's necessarily frustration, but I would say it's a little, oh, the ball from Mane is just going to be clipped away and taken away from Cresswell. Not able to fall on the end of it, and that clearance there, Phillips is going to be able to chase down pretty quickly and easily as well. Robertson. Genie. Continue to probe here. Mane. Back to goal. We'll find Salah. Salah working on it. Matsuaku dispossesses. Clearance in from Arnold. Or ball in from Arnold. Nat does a decent job dispossessing Sebastian. Ball's going to go up. And then Genie and Curtis are going to eventually be able to get this one under control a little more.
Well, it's in the balance as we...
Gomez with the long diagonal, possibly looking for Mane, and I think this one's going to be too much for Mane to be able to actually get there. Unfortunate to say the least. Thank you, Fate Kibaz 2003 for the follow there. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. West Ham's going to have the clearance here. Header away from Liverpool, still kind of up in the air. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on, get possession of it. Phillips comes in once again and is able to clear this one. I haven't actually noticed that. Oh yeah, he did go to. He actually typically plays with the long sleeves, which is pretty interesting, to be honest with you. I always most of our players decide to go with the. It's not the long sleeve. Short Fernals is going to get the ball in a nice position. Matsuaku possibly going to be able to cross this. Cresswell thinking about the cross. Arnold does decently well, but most of our players, I think the undershirt actually works pretty nice. I guess he probably just took the undershirt off. If no one scored, who do you think should be winning? Nobody scored. Who do you think should be winning? I would have to say, I mean, Liverpool's had. I mean, if you're gonna go off of statistics, I mean, Liverpool's had more shots on target. They've had better possession of the ball. They've had more things going forward as well. So I mean, you'd be able to say that. I mean, Liverpool in senses like deserves more of it, but then again, if you look at the way how West Ham plays the match, I mean, that's just how they expect it to kind of go, right? They want Liverpool to have more of the possession. They want to play more and sit back And here there seems to be a groin injury for Cresswell, I think. Yeah, it must be absolutely freezing in the northwest of England up there. I'm assuming it's probably like 40 to 50 degrees, Fahrenheit or something like that. And Celsius, I'm sure it's down in the single digits. Ball will be restarted here. Gomez will get it up to Henderson, and they'll be able to march up the pitch a little more. Henderson here to Mane. A quick ball there. Robertson tried to play in Firmino, but unfortunately there was a little too much on that, and Fabianski's able to pick up that ball quite simply. Fabianski taking his time here. Long ball here. It's going to fall to Phillips. Phillips wins the header. Fornals wins the second header. Then it falls to Matsuaku. Matsuaku going, driving forward. And then he's going to foul Arnold. Liverpool here still looking for the possible equalizer. I'm assuming there should be some changes coming soon. There already are some in the works here for West Ham. There possibly will be some more here for Liverpool as well. Here Arnold. Arnold will pass to Henderson. Then to Gomez. Gomez plays the diagonal over the head of Robertson, and it's going to go straight out of play for a goal kick once again for Fabianski to waste a few more seconds of his time for all of our time. Possible, yeah, no, don't worry, no goal or possible goal anywhere here yet. Both teams have been quite far away from each other's net for a significant period of time. This ball's just been kind of going up and down in the midfield. Well, I take that back. Fornals with the shot. It's going to be blocked by Robertson there. Liverpool was in trouble, caught out there at the back a little bit. Genie is going to be able to push up the pitch. Is going to be able to find nobody yet. Here, Curtis Jones to Salah. Henderson to Genie. My favorite team in the Premier League is Liverpool, for sure, 100%. I've always grown up watching them, and just kind of always been near and dear to my heart. Something I like to watch a lot, and I have to filter myself for the stream, which is quite difficult. Here, Henderson to Phillips. Salah to Genie. To Arnold. Genie once again. To Jones. To Jones again. Arnold. To Phillips. To Gomez. To Henderson. Henderson looking for that long ball of Genie. It's going to fall down as a knockdown to Firmino, but it's going to just bounce around, and then West Ham's are going to be able to have possession. Possible counter-attack here. Bowen's going to be on the edge, and I think the ball ends up actually running out of play. I don't think Bowen was actually able to keep that one in play. This is going to be the flick on from Hellier. And then you have Fornals and Bowen right there. I mean, he could have laid that one off possibly for Bowen as well, and could have even taken that with his left foot. Fornals taking two of the opportunities from Bowen. Bowen should pretty much be on a brace here, because if he didn't take that other one, he would have been able to have that goal there. Liverpool just need to be careful defensively, especially when when West Ham are on the counterattack looking for the winner. And here, Shaqiri will be getting ready to come onto the pitch. I'm assuming it's going to be for Curtis Jones. Mane. Mane turns, he's looking upfield and he's going to be able to find Salah. Salah cuts in onto his left. He's going to chip the ball. It's going to be deflected by Rice. Then it's fall back to Genie. Genie then to Arnold. Then to Henderson. To Jones. Henderson once again. To Phillips. Yeah, I agree. There should be some changes happening. I think they need to happen like ASAP at the 70th minute mark, or no later than the 75th minute. Arnold pass, layoff, Salah for Firmino. Firmino looking, passing the front three, just not enough space to go direct. Mane here on the edge of the box, dancing, finds Salah once again, back to Mane. Salah kind of just doesn't put enough on it and doesn't lay it off strong enough there for Mane to put into his pass, and then West Ham were able to cut that move out. It was an absolute beautiful play there from Mane and Salah's. It was incredible movement from Salah being able to or from Mane. And then there's going to be a ball here that's going to go in behind for Robertson. Robertson's not able to get enough on it once again. Salah's able to beat Fabianski to it. The chip is going to go up into the box. Suchek is able to get it. Curtis Jones is able to get the ball once again. It's going to be constant pressure. Salah back to Jones. Jones cuts back onto his left foot. He's going to be dispossessed. And then the substitutions are getting ready to come onto the pitch here. It's going to be a double substitution. It's going to be Shaqiri and Jota coming on. Not exactly sure yet for who. Gomez plays this diagonal pass here for Arnold, and the goal is absolutely gaping, just waiting for the ball to be hit across the face of it, but he's not able to get it over Fabianski and get it under control quick enough to be able to get that centered for Salah or Firmino, I think, that were in there. Firmino's going to be coming off the pitch for Jota, and then I think Shaq is going to come onto the pitch for, am I right that it's Jones? And it is Jones. Yes, the youngster is going to head off the pitch. Throw in here for Arnold. And let's go to Shaq. Shaq has it. He's going to be fouled there by Kufal, so it's going to sort of be like a, it's going to like sort of be a corner kick kind of by the corner flag, but not exactly a corner kick. Just a few feet in front of it and a few feet to the right. It was played short. Shaq's going to try to play it across with his left foot, and it's going to be blocked out. It's going to go to Henderson. 20 minutes left to play here for West Ham and Liverpool. Arnold looking for a ball, looking for a pass. He's going to get back. He's going to get through. He's going to just try to go himself, and that never really works in the Premier League. Salah. Henderson's not going to be able to get on the edge of that. Matsuaku's going to be on a little run here. And then if Fornals was not able to get that pass there, but now he's going to play a diagonal. He's got Robertson backpedaling. Robertson does well with that one. Jota's going to play the ball to Phillips very calmly. And then Phillips just plays the ball played the ball right at Fornals there. That was pretty bad. But it does fall back to Allison. And, the restart of the play goes once again. Robertson's going to be at the halfway line, passing it back to Genie, and then he's going to find Shaq here in the midfield. And then Henderson. Arnold. It's Mane. Mane tries to actually put it between Matsuaku's legs. Matsuaku's quick to it, clears it out of play. And yeah, I hope the Jota impact is coming. He's been having a fantastic impact on the team, and also winning performances for us in general. So hopefully he's able to recreate some of this, because we do need saving right now. Pass into Shaqiri is going to be laid back off there for Genie. Then Henderson. Henderson cuts in, passes it to Genie once again. Genie's going to find Arnold. Cuts back inside, then to Henderson. Henderson Passes the Genie. Then to Henderson once again. Then to Shaqiri. Back to Henderson. Back to Robertson. To Jota. Alexander-Arnold's looking for Mane. It's going to fall to him in the box on his chest. Salah with his left foot. It's going to get under that one really poorly. He wasn't able to actually wrap his foot around it. It didn't even necessarily look like he was ready for the knockdown. Necessarily wasn't even really expecting it, like expecting the pass back there from Mane. It seems like he just wasn't able to get his feet set even before he received the pass. But once again, it was a good play and slightly opened up West Ham. Haller will go off to the pitch and Yarmolenko will come onto the pitch. Liverpool once actually linked with the Shakhtar Donetsk winger for a significant period of time earlier in the Michael Edwards reign about 4 to 5 years ago. I do remember being linked with them. Yarmolenko here, first touches of the ball. Guarded by Robertson and Henderson. He actually does very well to actually get the cross off to begin with, but Liverpool are quick to it, and then he fouls Diogo. Liverpool have 15 more minutes here to look for a winner. And technically so do West Ham. Genie stepping up into the midfield a little more, pushing up the pitch, and then the ball will go back to Phillips, and then Liverpool will restart their attack on the halfway line. Shaqiri to Robertson. To Genie once again. Back down to Phillips. Phillips leaves it for Arnold. Phillips then passes back to Gomez. To Henderson. To Genie. To Arnold. To Gomez. Henderson. Henderson passes that ball, but it's not able to find the feet of Salah. And then Ogbonna's going to try to clear that one out to send Yarmolenko on the break, but it's going to be cut out there nicely from Gomez, and the pressure is going to be on once again. Quick 1-2 played there. Oh, Jota played an absolute gem of a pass there, and Salah just wasn't able to get it under his feet. He unfortunately let it roll to the goalkeeper. Oh, what a pass. Unbelievable pass there to Salah. Salah not able to control it. It was perfectly on his left side of his foot too. Would have been beautiful there for the finish. Genie's able to go up and actually beat Yarmolenko for the header there. Matsuaku looking for someone to pass to. Never mind, that wasn't Yarmolenko before. He passed it to Yarmolenko now. And then Matsuaku back. Rice turns, looking. Rice will be able to get the ball, switch the play to Bowen. Bowen sits Robertson down. The cross is a good one. Alexander-Arnold clears. It's going to fall to Shaqiri. Shaqiri's just muscling his way through. He's going to find Jota at the top of the pitch. Jota's going to need to pass here. And then he's going to get dispossessed. Jota needs to do something. It's going to fall to Mane. He's going to shoot. It's going to go off with a rebound. Nothing. And then Jota's going to put it in, but it's offside. I think it's offside. Or not. Or everybody started saying it was offside. I guess it's not. I guess it's a goal. It is a goal for Diogo Jota. It is 2-1, but I don't want to get too excited until VAR looks at it, because there's a lot of things I think that could have gone on here. I think there's a possible offsides. I think there also may be a possible foul on Mane onto the goalkeeper as well. So this will be pretty interesting. Like, what happens? It needs to be determined who actually touches the ball. Does Sadio actually touch the ball? Because if Sadio touches the... Ogbonna plays the ball. So the idea is here, Ogbonna has to basically intentionally touch the ball which means he's trying to block it and touch the ball from Mane. The problem is if Mane's foot like goes through and also ends up touching the ball, which it doesn't, if Ogbonna is the only one that makes contact on this, then I'm pretty sure the goal should stand. I don't. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't give it. Put it that way. With how our luck has been going. And then Kevin Friend is going to be told to go to the monitor and look at it himself here. So we will still be trying to understand. I think the idea is that they're looking for a foul on Mane. I don't understand why they're looking at a foul. The final call is that it's no goal. Well, here we are again. VAR taking away all the joy from the sport. I guess they're saying that Mane fouls Ogbonna with the trailing leg, and that's why they. I guess it's saying that Mane takes down Ogbonna, which makes Ogbonna touch the ball for the offside or the possible pass to Jota. Take it for as you will. I would just suggest looking at the. Um, I would just have to say look at the replay and judge it for yourself. I guess it was a foul. I've just never really seen it. All those things inside of the box, it's very hard to really understand. I don't know. I think that one's an opinion up to everybody themselves who make an individual opinion on that. And yeah, Kevin Friend is not our friend today. But that was the chance for a possible equalizer, or for a possible winner there. And we're going to have to try to do it again, do it legitimately. Here, Sadio's going to have some space on the wing here, but he's going to be cut off by Rice pretty well. He's going to be surrounded by 6 other West Ham players. Gomez here to Henderson. Henderson there to Jota. Mane will go backwards. It's Phillips to Gomez. To Arnold. Arnold finds Henderson. Flicks it on to Mane. They've switched sides here. Mane with the left-footed cross only finds the head of Ogbonna. It's going to fall to Arnold, and then Arnold plays a really poor ball. I'm not sure where that was going to. The ball is going to be cleared away, though, and Liverpool is going to be able to actually regain possession again. Top Logic, 320, no, it was no goal. VAR ruled it out for a foul on Sadio Mane. That was adjudged to be on Ogbonna there. Henderson over to Mane here. Mane to Salah. Salah lays it off. It's going to fall back to Mane, and there should have been a handball there. I think it possibly would have hit his foot. Yarmolenko's going to have a run here, getting past the defense, or past the midfield. Nobody decided to foul him there. Bowen's going to have, or Kufal's going to have some space. He's got Yarmolenko and Bowen in support. Passes it back to Bowen. Bowen cutting in on his left foot. Get the ball over here to Cresswell. Oh yeah, 100% Japes. I think Jota's an absolute steal. Already for what he's necessarily done. Matsuaku with a really long cross. It's gonna go. He's overhit every single cross. And actually, Kufal does a really good job actually being able to play the ball there off of Robertson. Very smart play. But yeah, Jota's unbelievable, 40 million or whatever in this market, right? Like that you're able to buy a player like that. So he's only 23, so I mean he's not even technically in his prime yet. Cross is going to come in, Phillips header away. I mean he's already done fantastic so far to prove himself as well. Another cross is going to come in, nobody else in the box. Arnold's going to chase this one down to be able to keep it in play. He'll find himself in the corner flag and he'll try to play it out here from the back. He'll find Genie in the midfield. Genie's going to try to push up and push Liverpool forward. Robertson there behind him. To Jota, then to Shaqiri. To Genie. And to Henderson. Ball played here behind for Salah. Salah will be able to control it on the edge of the box here. Still in the box, being grabbed by Ogbonna. Mane twists, turns, finding Salah, picks it up, and then gets it back to Genie. Genie thinks about playing the ball to Shaqiri, doesn't, plays it back to Salah. Salah's going to play a long cross and ball in that didn't really end up going anywhere. Yarmolenko's going to lose possession of the ball. Mane's going to be able to pick up the ball a little bit. He's going to try to turn. Ogbonna's going to take him down. And then Genie's going to pick up the ball once again. It's going to go to Arnold. Arnold crosses, cuts inside, leaves it off for Henderson. Henderson has no pass. We're playing way too centrally. Jota's going to come in, and Jota goal. That one you can't take away. That one is a goal. And Jota gets his goal for 2-1 Liverpool to hopefully take the points from West Ham this time. I don't think anything there can be VAR'd unless he's somehow offside, but I really don't think so. So 2-1 there for Diogo Jota. He's able to get his goal there. An absolutely beautiful one here. Genie's going to have hold of the ball up there. He's going to get the pass. Arnold then cuts into his left. Actually loses possession. Then it goes to Henderson. Then it goes to Shaqiri. Shaqiri just plays the ball in behind there. And then Mane's offside. But he doesn't touch it and just stands there. And then it falls over to Jota. And he's able to just slot this one away. I don't think you could even say anything about Mane and it possibly being an offside or anything like that. There's just no shot. I mean, he's blatantly standing there. He knows he's offside and doesn't get involved in the play at all. And no other player has necessarily moved. A beautiful play there for Jota and a beautiful goal there once again from Liverpool. As I said, it was a little too central, and I think we needed to. I mean, the ball was played centrally there, and then Jota again. Here's Salah. Salah did not play the right ball there. Salah should have played the ball for Jota, and Jota would have been in and gotten the second and killed the game. Salah, poor mistake there, trying to play Sadio in. Fabianski here with the clearance. Genie will try to get the ball, and then Henderson will have the ball here in the back line. As you can see, Henderson and Liverpool just kind of want to have the ball and not do much with it at all. And then West Ham seems to be okay with just sitting in their formation, and Liverpool will be okay to pass this ball back and forth. Genie back to Phillips. Arnold plays the ball here for Mane to run onto, then to Henderson. Henderson finds Jota. Mane, Henderson. Henderson's probably going to pass here to Arnold. He does. Phillips. Back to Allison. West Ham not really pressing all too much. Allison's going to have a long ball clearance here. I think he's going to be trying to look for the head of Jota. He's not going to be able to. But the second ball will actually... What? He's offside, I guess. I'm not sure. I can't tell if that was offside or a foul, but I definitely didn't see anything there. I think we should have been able to pick that one up. West Ham getting two players ready to come onto the pitch here. Number 9 and number 10. Lanzini. Matsuaku. Defended here by Henderson. He's going to be running down the line. Henderson. That's Waku. Ball cut out there by Mane. Back to Arnold. Arnold chips it over the head. It's going to fall directly to Henderson here. Henderson's going to leave it in a channel here for Salah to pick up. Salah does. And Salah's going to try to play a pass, but he's well defended. It almost stripped there, and he's actually fouled. Balbuena pulled out of position there. And then here I think West Ham are going to make their final substitutions of the match. Matsuaku is going to be coming out of the pitch for Ben Rahma, who was bought for $35 million recently. And then Jack Bowen, actually, I mean, if you're a West Ham fan or anything like that, Lanzini's going to come on for Bowen. If you're a West Ham fan, Jared Bowen played a magnificent match today. He was actually in a position to score 2 of the goals to put them up. The problem is Fornals stole the ball from him on the tap-in, and then subsequently Fornals didn't pass him the ball on an easy tap-in again, and Fornals took it himself. So always was in the perfect positions. The teammates were just not able to get him the ball, or this match would have looked very different for Liverpool right now. Henderson chips it out of play, and West Ham will have the throw in here. Aaron Cresswell with the throw. James Milner will be coming onto the pitch here for Liverpool, and I think it should be maybe one of the front 3 to come off. This is the goal once again here. Henderson plays the ball in beautifully for Shaq, and then Shaqiri Balbuena just comes up and he plays it through Balbuena's legs. It's a perfect pass. Shaqiri plays some of these incredible passes. We can always remember the Everton backslip pass that was played. I mean, he's got a very good knack for finding these passes, like playing in behind the defense, like going centrally. It's pretty good. It's quite fascinating. A good player, as always. People have always criticized him in a Liverpool shirt. He doesn't play that much, but when he always does play, he always comes on and makes an impact, I would have to say. So credit to Shaq and his professionalism in that sense. The ball will go all the way back to Allison here. Nat Phillips will pick it up. Nat Phillips also here with the clearance. Agbana to Boufal. Jota's pressing here once again to Valbuena, and then the ball will go all the way back. And then there's going to be 5 minutes, 5 minutes of added time, a significant amount of time. Jota passes the ball all the way back to Gomez here. Liverpool should be quite comfortable to just kind of play the ball in the back line, just pass it around. No really need to try to risk losing possession here, or risk any sort of mistake. Phillips plays it back to Gomez. Gomez, clever touch there. Gomez to Robertson. Back to Allison. Allison plays a long ball here, possibly going to find Mane, but it doesn't. Ogbonna is able to win the header. I guess it was put under too much pressure there and had to do something with it. Robertson's able to. Robertson got fouled, or the West Ham player was offside. Interesting there. This will match our 63 game unbeaten record at home. Is the club's longest win streak and unbeaten streak as well. That was a nasty header that Nat Phillips laid down on one of the West Ham players, or on Yarmolenko there. I mean, and not a nasty header. I mean, he went up for it and absolutely displaced Yarmolenko on this one. Yes, his head, I don't think, hit the ball. Only hit Yarmolenko's head. Oh, but seems okay. All right. Was a foul, though. West Ham here with a free kick. These are dangerous. Sojcek's header does put Allison under pressure, but Allison's quick to it and an easy catch for him. But quite a nervy moment. If he actually plays that across back over goal, Yarmolenko's possibly able to get on the end of that one. Liverpool will have a throw in further up the pitch. Arnold, throw in, finds Milne. And then Milner's going to run to the corner flag. He's going to get slightly dispossessed there. And then Arnold's going to pick up the ball and drive towards the box, not waiting, plays it across, and then it's going to be cleared away by Balbuena there. And then Mane was waiting for that one. If it doesn't go there, Mane's got to tap in as well. West Ham trying to play out from the back here. And then Henderson's going to kick that one out of play for a West Ham throw in. They're going to throw it all the way back. Cresswell's going to have some time here. He's going to pass it to Rice, and then Rice is probably going to get this one. Nope, back to Cresswell. To Fabianski. Yeah, James, I completely agree with you. I think this is going to be the I think this is going to be the commonplace for our season. To be 100% honest with you, we're always probably going to end up conceding a goal, and it's really up to if we can outscore them and just not make enough mistakes and keep the game somewhat clean. We just need to. It sounds silly, and it sounds logical, but we just need to outscore our opponents and take our chances when we can here. Thankfully, though, our defense slightly Yarmolenko here. Ball in, Gomez clears, Allison called for it, Gomez didn't listen, cleared it himself. Yeah, the resilience part is key. It's basically we just need to grind out these results. I wouldn't really expect to see like beautiful Liverpool football like we're used to. I don't expect to see that at all, to be honest with you. Maybe once Thiago and others come back, but I don't really expect to see it with this team, especially with Van Dijk and especially our vulnerability at the back, because the way we play so pushed up the pitch, like it exposes our center backs. Here, the last ball in, Phillips goes up, wins the header, falls here, ball's going to be played in, and it should go out of play, and it's 30 seconds left in the match. And it's also like the way we necessarily play so far up the pitch, etc. Like it exposes our defenders. It leaves them in a lot of one-on-one situations, which is why like Gomez sometimes gets caught out so badly, and so does Van Dijk. It's because it's mainly also the way we play, right? But we can't necessarily play that exact way when we don't have those defenders that can defend in those one-on-one situations. So I think it does slightly change like the intensity and the kind of just general style of play. So I think you're right there. Allison's going to kick this one away, and I think this should be the full-time whistle here. It is. Diogo Jota will take the winner once again. He's got 3 goals in 5 games for Liverpool, and Liverpool are going to be able to take the points here and go top of the Premier League with all the problems that we've had. I have to say this is quite an accomplishment so far in the season. Jota very excited and happy there. Thank you everybody that was able to hang out here, hang out and chat, and also spend some time with us on this afternoon. Happy Halloween to all of you. Enjoy. Please be safe, and we'll catch you all later during the week for the Atalanta match in the Champions League. It should be a good one. It should be an exciting one as well. So thank you very much. Enjoy your happy Halloween, and take